All right, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. Today, the 21st day of May 2026. And you are on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio, situated in the heart of Oluyole in the city of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. My name is Kunle Olowu, and the program you're listening to now is Perspective Unlimited. And as usual, I have my analyst on ground, Olale Konsani. Good morning.
Morning to you, Chief.
Yes, hope you had a restful night.
A restful night. Let me just say I did.
About the fact that in Nigeria, how is Nigeria treating you?
It's not treating me well.
Anyway, that's why we are here, and we're going to be
a personal thing. It's a general thing.
Yeah, it's a general thing. Yeah, it's a general thing. So that's why we'll be looking at the front page of some dailies this morning. And remember, we are not the bearer of bad news. We just give you the information as seen on the front pages, and to get your 2 cents on the issues, and of course, eventually to make us know what to do as Nigerians to be a better citizen, and ultimately to make the country a better place to stay. This morning, we are going to be looking at 3 newspapers, the Vanguard, the Daily Sun, and of course, the Guardian newspaper. Those are the 3 papers we'll be looking at the headlines this morning. Starting off with the front page of the Vanguard this morning, Nadeco at 32. All subsidy exchange rate cabals wants me dead. That is credited to our president, Tinubu. And there are some rider stories here. Ask Nigerians to expect better deal in his second term. Soyinka Oshoba, Ladoja, others chart way forward for Nigerians' democracy. And Nadeco's honors Vanguard, others for democratic struggle. That story, if you want to read it, is on page 5 of the Vanguard this morning. And over to page 9, Nigerians have constitutional rights to self-defense. That is according to the presidency. And the story is on page 9 of the Vanguard this morning. And still on the front page of the Vanguard, on page 8, APC Delta North primaries rigged, Ned Nwoku claims. That story is on page 9 of the Vanguard this morning. Still on the front page of the Vanguard, there is a picture here of Femi Otedola and Dangote apparently inspecting the refinery here, there in Lagos State. And those are the stories you can find on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Moving over to the front page of the Daily Sun, the largest caption reads, 2027, Jonathan warns of looming danger. And the writer story says, darker days ahead if court continues to determine outcome of elections, hinges faith on May 26 court ruling. That story is on page 6 of the Daily Sun this morning. And if you go to page 6, there's a continued story from the front page. Fragile peace universities under threat by FG. This is credited to ASU. And on page 27, Governor Sim Fubara withdraws from APC primaries. If you're interested in that story, it is on page 27 of the Daily Sun. And on page 25, presidency moves to rewrite 26 years telecoms policy, eyes 1.6 trillion naira revenue, 2 million jobs. And on page 26, court decides ADC AP other registration June 5. And there's a rider story to that as Atiku Amechi Ayatuddin gets ADC's screening. And on page 8, Nigeria has now produced 10,000 passports per hour. Decade of delay ended with centralized system. This is according to the minister. And on page 4, police confirm abduction of 2 CRIN staff in Ibadan. Those are the stories you can find on the front page of the Daily Sun this morning. And moving quickly to the front page of The Guardian, this morning. The largest caption: abduction fears triggers panic in southwestern school and communities. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian this morning. And on page 3, ADC screens Atiku Amechi Ayatuddin as NDC clears OB. And still on page 3, airlines raises base fares to 200,000 as jet AI hits 2,650 per litre. Still on page 3, Otedola stakes $100 million in Dangote refinery as investors demand exit $2 billion. Still on the front page of The Guardian this morning. On page 4, FG urges calm, assures Nigerian of enhanced Ebola preparedness. And on page 29, Tinubu orders MDAs to adopt digital system as 38 ministries go paperless. And on page 8, school's proprietor jailed for life over defilements of pupil. And still on the front page of The Guardian this morning, on page 4, ASU raises fresh concern over delayed implementation of 2025 Pact. And still on page 5, INEC reads Riot Act to voter bias ahead of the Ekiti Guba polls. And finally, on the front page of the Guardian this morning, Fubara orders withdraws from Guba race, cites party unity irregularities. That story is on page 6. All right, now let's go straight into the stories as seen on the front page of our papers this morning. Remember, you're listening to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio, and the program you're listening to is Perspective Unlimited. My name is Kunle Olowu, and here with me is Olale Konsani. Now, the first story that is actually looking very tantalizing here is the Nadeko at 32, oil subsidy exchange rate cabals wants me dead. Now, guess who is saying this? Our president, Tinubu. Now, President Bola Tinubu said yesterday that oil subsidy and exchange rate cabals are wishing him dead following the twin policies he introduced when he assumed office in 2023. He spoke as eminent Nigerians and stakeholders who took part in the deadly struggle against military rules to restore civil rule in Nigeria yesterday, as democracy must be sustained in the country. One way of doing this is to celebrate and eulogize those who played a part in the struggle, dead or alive. Now, let us look at this. Our president actually said that those fuel subsidy, and we've heard about cabals a lot of times. We've heard even late Buhari, when he was sick the first time and he returned to Nigeria. Remember, he said something like, those cabals who believe they own Nigeria. He said something that they
didn't say cabal.
No, he said the people who believe they own Nigeria. Yeah, they're still referring to those cabal. We've been hearing cabal since.
There's nothing like cabal. That's a few matter.
Okay. So what do you make of the President Tinubu's claim that subsidy exchange cabals are wishing him dead?
Thank you very much. The truth of the matter is that the guy is only looking for an excuse.
He's looking for an excuse
to make Nigerians look elsewhere in the face of the failure on his part that we can see. He wants us to start saying something different from the terrible security situation that the country has found itself in. That is why he said that. Let's now go into the fact of the matter. He said foreign
he just said
fuel
cabal.
Subsidy.
Yes,
fuel subsidy, cabal, and foreign exchange cabal. Number one, let's start with fuel subsidy. During the reign of Goodluck Jonathan, Yeah, there could have been a group of people who were benefiting from what the government was doing then. What the government was doing then was a very foolish idea, in my opinion, because it was like, oh, whoever you are, wherever you are, just go to wherever you can get a vessel of petroleum product, bring it to Nigeria, then we are going to pay you the differential between the actual price and the control price then. I mean, that was nonsense. There was no way that was not going to be abused. If you had someone who was a big boy at the Ports Authority, he would say, okay, despite the fact that you came in with an empty vessel, he would say, oh, the vessel came in with 60 million liters of fuel. All you needed was someone working with the Nigerian customs to put pen on paper for that to become fact, and you are going to get a lot of money. I mean, that was nonsense.
So this kind of justifies removal of the subsidy?
No, wait, Chifu. During the era of Muhammadu Buhari, it wasn't like that. No matter how rich you were, not even Dangote could bring in a liter of fuel into the country then. Everything was done by the NNPC. It was the NNPC that solely brought fuel into the country when Muhammadu Buhari was president. So the idea of having a cabal is a total lie. It didn't happen. It was the NNPC that was bringing all the petrol that we used in this country. And it was the NNPC that was actually deducting money out of crude sales to do the so-called subsidy. It was a government idea, but it was NNPC that was managing it. Are you with me, sir?
Yeah.
Guess what? The guy who ran NNPC under Buhari was with Tinubu for over 2 years as NNPC and GMD. I'm talking about Mele Kyari. He did do anything? No, he didn't. So if it was about a cabal, a so-called cabal that was fleecing Nigeria of so much billions of dollars, the very first thing the president would have done would have been to sack Mele Kyari. He didn't do that for 2 years. Now you are making us feel like you are working for us, that the work is so tiring, strenuous, that it's even threatening to take your life. Sir, that's nonsense. Take that away. You can't tell someone like me that. Let's now go back to foreign exchange. When this guy became president, the only thing he did in the area of foreign exchange, the only thing he has done is to devalue the naira. When he became president, the CBN rate for naira was 471. I'm talking about May 29, 2023 here. 471 naira. That was what the CBN was selling a dollar for. And outside on the street, I mean, parallel market as they call it, 750 naira. In fact, May 29th was 740 naira. Today, from the CBN, it's around 1,373. Outside, 1,400. What are we talking about? You have run the economy in a very terrible way. In fact, you have ruined the economy. And instead of honing up to have ruined the economy, you are saying, oh, some people want to kill you. So, don't tell us that. I'm very hungry this morning. And it's about the security. That's actually my biggest problem right now. You are not doing anything about security. You have ruined the economy. You have ruined... The only thing Nigerians were enjoying in the hands of government over the years has been fuel subsidy. You came in before even getting to Asorok where your office is, you said that it is gone. We can see the effect of that on the ground. Everybody is struggling in the country right now. Instead of finding a way to actually cushion the effect of what you have done, you are saying, oh, Nigerians have mercy on me, oh, pity me, oh, they want to kill me. Oh. Who wants to kill you? You have killed Nigerians already now.
Okay, so
you have slaughtered Nigerians already. Somebody was. If anybody wants to kill you, sir, as the president, it won't even come out of your mouth. It is the SSS and the DMI that will pick it up. If it is true, anybody who is planning that won't be in his house today.
Okay, so on the heels of what you said earlier, critics have also argued that the reforms have brought, the removal of subsidy and the floating of naira, that has brought hardship and inflation and higher living costs. Now, how do you think the government can actually balance the reforms with the citizens' welfare?
The government has not done any reform.
There's no reform.
See, when you say reform, it's about making things better for the people. You increased the price of fuel from 185, today is around 1,350. What sort of reform is that? From 185 naira on the 29th of May 2023, today is around 1,350. What sort of evil reform is that? Power was going for 68 naira. Now it's 225. What sort of evil reform is that? In the area of currency, 471 from CBN. Today is 1,373. What sort of reform is that? You have failed beyond measure. I don't like to refer to my president as failure. Should he leave office, I will label him that. But if you are still in office, you are a symbol of the country. I cannot call my country a failure. That is the only reason why I'm not using that word on the president. But without mincing words, he is who he is. He is who he is. So he should stop saying this. This is just semantics.
But so do you think that these comments can actually signal growing political pressures within the system?
It is not signal. Well, what this may signal is that the president knows too well that come 2027, it's going to be extremely difficult for him to come back. So he's trying
convince Nigerians again.
So he's trying to whip up sentiments that, I've not been a bad person. I've been trying. In fact, I have been risking my life to make the country work. When in reality, we know that you have been actively doing everything you can to make Nigerians poorer. So this is
in your own opinion.
No, Chief, wait. This is about playing on the emotions and the psyche of Nigerians to give him a second term, which I know will be very, very problematic. When you were reading the news, the headlines the other time, he said he promised that should he secure a second term, that things are going to be better.
Get better.
Can you remember he said that? That's exactly why he is saying all of these jargons that he is saying. The truth of the matter is that, when you are in Nigeria, you feel like you need to talk to Nigerians, but when you are outside, you feel like you are free. When he was outside the country, that was last week, he said he knows too well that he has taken a lot of difficult decisions that have brought hardship upon Nigerians. Guess what? Should I become president again, I will still take those hard decisions. He said that in Kenya. He felt no pressure then. But now he's back in Nigeria. He knows that people are going to read meanings to whatever he's saying. And he felt, maybe, I don't know the people he was talking to in the gathering it was yesterday, but he felt like he needed to pass a message to Nigerians so that he can secure a second term.
So in your own opinion, the subsidy and the flotation of Naira shouldn't have happened?
Shouldn't have happened. Those, I call it double whammy. Those are the things that actually castrated us as Nigerians. Those are the things that took money out of our pocket and made all of us broke. The country is insanely rich right now, but where is the money? Where exactly is the money? Like Amici said the other time, he said private subsidy removal benefit is now in the pocket of some private individuals. Nobody in the government has come out to say that's a lie. The former Minister of Finance was asked in the National Assembly, sir, how much exactly have you been able to save since you are no longer subsidized? He said, I will not be answering that question in the presence of journalists. And trust me, in a democracy, once there is a secret, you're already stealing people's money. Because it's not your money, it's money belonging to the people. So tell them how much you have saved. If it's like, I cannot do that, then you have done something terrible that you cannot tell them.
That this is what's going on. You are still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Perspective Unlimited is the program you're listening to now, and the voice you are hearing is that of Olalekan Sani. I am Kunle Olowu. Let's quickly talk about insecurity. Now, on the dailies, there's this headline talking about Nigerians actually having constitutional rights to self-defense. And now this was said by the special advisor to the president on policy communication, that's Daniel Bauer. He said that Nigerians are constitutionally empowered to defend themselves against attackers, including in situations involving lethal threats, while maintaining that the government is working to address insecurity across the country. Now, Bauer stated this during an interview with a television station yesterday. He was reacting to recent violent incidents in the country, including the killing at the Esiele community in Urire local government area of Oyo State and the abduction of teachers and pupils of LA Primary School. The presidential aide said the Nigerian constitution guarantees citizens the right to self-defense.
No, man, no stress you.
Oh, yeah, now.
The truth of the matter is that the guy he was saying nonsense. And he's actually following the line of the president. The president came up with some gibberish nonsense to make himself appear that he is working for the people. And like I said the other time, he doesn't want the people to keep talking about the lapses in security, the very, very obvious lapses in the area of security. Mr. Bola is someone I know too well. My opinion is a Raburuza, but that's not even the point. The Constitution of Nigeria states expressly that security is in the hands of the federal government. I can never and I will never, unless the status quo changes, blame governors when it comes to security. They have their own blames. I'm not speaking for them. As far as I'm concerned, they're a bunch of mistakes. But when it comes to security, they are not empowered by any means of statute to go after security issues. He who pays the piper dictates the tune. Not even a recent, like a new recruit in the police can take orders from the governor. Not even a new recruit in the civil defense can take orders from the governor. Why? Because everything is exclusive. Everything belongs to the federal government. The federal government owns the Army, the SSS, DMI, Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, Civil Defense, everything. So in a situation where governors are helpless, then what is the fate of the ordinary Nigerians?
Ordinary Nigerians.
Today you cannot, before they used to sell pump action. Now you cannot even buy pump action anymore in this country.
As a civilian?
As a civilian. And that was done by IGP Idris sometime during the reign of Buhari. You can't buy it. So if you do not have, even if, let's even say you have 10 pump action rifle guns in your house, trust me, the guy who carries an AK-47 has an advantage over you. Because I know a little about guns. If you fire a pump action, you have to recharge. You have to reload again. You have to expel the cartridge.
And then reload.
Some actually have up to 14. Some can carry 14 cartridges at a time. But once you fire one, you will have to expel that from the chamber.
Then
so
reload.
That the new one can come to the chamber.
Okay, that is already loaded.
That is already loaded. In the process of doing that, the guy carrying AK-47 has already sent it to your creator. Because he doesn't have to reload. He can fire 40 rounds without reloading. And for you, you must recharge the bullet and the gun after firing a single round. So what is your chance? What is your chance again? If you don't want to kill yourself, what's your chance? Now you can't even buy something as useless as an AK pump action in the face of an AK-47. But and yet you are telling us, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Sometime in 2015, bad boys wanted to kill a guy in Adamawa State. He was actually a farmer. He was on his farm. A guy approached him with a dagger, and in the battle that ensued, he was able to overpower the guy who obviously wanted to kill him. And he killed that guy.
So that's what I was going to say. So what does the Nigerian Constitution actually say about self-defense? No, we are running out of time.
We can come back to this.
Yeah.
If truly there is self-defense in the Constitution, on paper there is self-defense, but it doesn't empower you to carry weapons.
Okay.
What sort of self-defense do you want to do without weapons? This guy didn't even use his own weapon. He used the weapon of the assailant. Guess what? He was sentenced to life. Was it life or death? I think death. Such that it took international noise to say, let that guy go home. Instead of Bola to open his mouth to say this government, this particular administration has failed beyond measure, he's busy saying nonsense, total and absolute nonsense. I'm not going to fall for this. It's about convincing Nigerians, or not even convincing, confusing Nigerians that they are working for Nigerians when in reality they are not doing anything. In fact, they are actively taking Nigeria backward. That is what we should be talking about, not listening to people like Daniel Bola.
Okay, so very quickly, but do you think that citizens can actually use lethal force if attacked?
Well, you can.
Because you mentioned you gave an example now.
It is on paper.
Yes, you gave an example now. Somebody
self-defense is actually a law in this country. It is on paper.
Yes, that's what I want to start from.
Should you do it? What is the assurance that I'm going to suffer the fate that guy suffered? The government that is supposed to do it is missing in action. The guy who helped himself was sent to jail by the government that should have defended him for defending himself. How do you rationalize that? So I'm not the one who's going to answer your question, sir.
All right, thank you for the one you have done so far. Yes, London to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. We are reaching you from Alaafin here in Oluyole in the city of Ibadan. the Oyo State capital. My name is Kunle Olowu, and here with me is Olalekan Sani, who is our analyst this morning. We are going to go on a very quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to leave the phone lines open for you to give your 2 cents about what we're talking about. And of course, we are going to be discussing other stories. Until then, do stay tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Let me guess, you enjoy talking. You always have something to say. And somehow, people actually enjoy listening to you. So why are you not on radio yet? What are you waiting for? Wells Radio Media Academy is giving you the perfect opportunity to become a certified broadcaster in just 6 weeks. You'll get hands-on studio experience, learn from industry professionals, and understand what it takes to actually own the mic. From radio presentation to news writing to public speaking and social media, everything you need all in one place. Admission is in progress right now as resumption is on the 18th of May 2026. Admission form is available for just 5,000 naira only. This is not one of those maybe someday opportunities. This is now. Don't just sit back and listen to other people shine. Step up and let your voice be heard. For further inquiries, call 0706 840 7359 or 0803 509 3394. Begin your journey to becoming a certified broadcaster today.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I am so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. We're reaching you live from Alafin Avenue here in Oluyole, in the city of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. My name is Kunle Olowu, and here with me is still Olalekan Sani, who is our analyst and very passionate about security. And that is why we are still going to be talking about a little bit of the security situation in the country. But before then, we'd like to leave the phone lines open. If you want to be a part of the show, feel free to call the studio lines on 0916-893-1000 or 0915-333-4893. You can also call 0911-333-893. Those are the numbers to call if you want to reach us live in the studio. Now, before we went on that break, Mr. Olalekan Sani, we talked about the rights of Nigerians to actually self-defend themselves, yes, and bear weapons. And I know, like you said, I know before you could actually own a certain pump action, and I don't know, does that still hold water?
It doesn't hold water right now because the police will no longer give you license for that. That's even by the way. Do you know that in the same book, I'm talking about the laws of the country, it's a crime to carry a pen knife. It is a crime to carry a pen knife.
And yes, you're saying Nigerians can self-defend?
What else what can be further more foolish than that? That's nonsense. I'm not interested in bearing arms. What I want is a situation where the government is going to provide security. So if you are not providing security, you are not changing the law, yet you are telling me that I can defend myself, that's nonsense. And if it's about defending myself, then why do you have a government? Because the primary role of every government is to secure lives and properties. So if you cannot fix your primary role, why then are you still in office? If not, to allocate and, sit over funds.
But don't you think maybe what Boala is trying to say is, sometimes the government and the security agencies cannot be everywhere at the same time. So let us say, for example, there was a story we talked about that happened in the north sometime about...
Let's forget about it now. Let's talk about what people can immediately understand here.
Yeah, no, what I just want to bring out of that is that the government agencies cannot be, or the security agencies cannot be, they cannot be with you every time. So in a case where... I'm with you.
Everybody knows what's happening along Ibadan Jebu Road. It's not my corridor, it's not my bedroom. Is it your bedroom? It's a public road. Everybody knows what has been happening there for long. Everybody knows what has been happening at Crane in Ibadan. It didn't start today, it didn't start yesterday, it has been happening. I don't expect the police to be everywhere, but be at strategic locations. Day before yesterday, they invaded Crane and kidnapped people. That same yesterday, they were on the road, they kidnapped people. Yesterday morning, there were reports of sighting of these people in the forest, such that there was confusion and,
But all of these are not confirmed.
The police actually issued a
statement. Oh, okay.
So what are we talking about here? What we are talking about is that the security guys are missing in action. That's the truth. Let's now go to what happened in Oyo State. Esinyele. 4 years ago, the member of the Oyo State House of Assembly from Orire local government actually said something that should have made everybody say there is crisis. But guess what? No action was taken until 4 years after. He said a guy came from the forest and he bought bread and beans worth 30,000 naira. 30,000 naira worth of bread and beans today is a load. That's a full load. Now compare what it would have been in 2022. The guy screamed on the floor of the house in Oyo State. The security agencies didn't do anything.
How are we certain they did not?
If they did anything, would what happened on Friday?
So what I'm saying, okay,
no, wait, Chief, I'm coming somewhere. No, they fear. No, they fear. What I'm saying is that now the place is a no-go area, such that little children, some of them not even up to 2 years, are currently, as we speak, in the hands of these bad boys. And since that Friday, I have listened to all the ideas brought up by the security agencies to bring an end to what's on the ground. And each and every time I hear about what I would be like, this is going to end in a very, very bad way. These guys are already in the forest. They are already inside. If anybody is coming from outside, they have an advantage. So walking to them is a very good way to kill yourself. I was watching a video yesterday where one of the hunters in that particular locality said that at least 3 of them have died while trying to access the forest. The only thing you can do at this particular point in time is to access the forest from the sky.
From the sky?
From the sky. If you want to walk to them, trust me, you are toast. Because Nigeria has a lot of money. Nigeria has spent a lot of money in the name of security. And yet, we cannot do the needful. There are a lot of things that I would want to say. But for those who are listening to us, maybe they should join me in the Yoruba version of this, starting when it's 8 o'clock.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yes, sir. I'm calling from Malakia.
Ruth from Malakia, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. On this issue of insecurity, it really is just getting worse day by day. Because if our government has done the needful on time, we won't be here today. Sometimes I wonder who these parties are that the government cannot stop, especially when they openly post on Facebook and demand ransom. Why can't they track them down through that? I just hope those in power stop playing politics with innocent lives and take serious steps to end this insecurity before it gets worse. Now they say we should be defending ourselves. In this time, if someone offend me now and I have gone, I might, now. So we cannot have access to gun, all of us, because people are really so angry with this. It's our government that needs to protect us. They need to take serious action. I just hope they do the next. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
They are not doing anything whatsoever, as far as I'm concerned. The only thing that I know is happening in the area of security is that year in, year out, we keep budgeting serious
pumping money into
money for no reason whatsoever.
Okay, let's.
And I learned something that came out. I heard about what came out of the mouth of the guy in charge of media at the DHQ, that there is no permanent camp for bandits in the southwest. Yeah. That's a very, very foolish statement. The children and women kidnapped in Esinele and Yawota local government, are they in a barrack right now? Are they staying in a job barrack right now? See, these are the lies that will make it difficult for us. I saw the 2 aircraft flying around in the battle yesterday. Now, I should be very bold to say that is not the aircraft purchased by the Oyo State government. Those aircraft are actually owned by the Nigeria Air Force. And these were aircraft that were making loud noise. That is not what you need at this particular point in time. Because the moment that happens, once they hear that humming sound, they'll take cover. They take cover. What you need right now are drones. That won't make any noise. See, I was planning to say this during the version of the program, but let's just go into it right now. Despite the fact that I know how far technology has advanced, I did another research yesterday, or that was the day before yesterday. Are there drones that can pick body temperature from the sky? Despite the fact that I knew that there are so very many drones that can do that, I still got a very, very big positive response that there are drones that can pick they call it thermal imaging from the sky. Even if it's an animal, it will give you the exact image of it. From the animal, if you are so familiar with animals, you will know if it is a fox or a jackal or
whatever it is.
With that, you will know exactly where these guys are. Is there a drone that can pinpoint an individual from the sky and release a bullet into that person? Yes, there is. If you want to tackle what's happening right now in our you already know where they are. Go there, deploy these drones. I learned that 12 guys came on 6 motorcycles, and each motorcycle carried 2 people, making 12. Let's even say there are 30 in the forest. Let's even say all of them are 50. Deploy 70 drones. Lock each drone to one target, armed target. At the count of 3, release bullets into their body. You have already neutralized them. At that particular point in time, you know there is no threat whatsoever there.
Then you
At
can move in
most, I understand that forest is already rigged. They have planted bombs around. You can have animals in front of you while you now move in. Are you with me? Or you even come through after neutralizing all the boys. You can come via helicopter.
We have a call on the line. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is George. I'm calling from Olowu.
Just from Olowu, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sonny.
Morning, sir. Thank you too, sir.
Yesterday, I was overhearing some people having discussion on these children that are kidnapped.
Please, can you turn down the volume of your radio set, sir?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Okay, so
No.
Okay, sir. We can hear you,
Hello?
sir.
Yes.
Okay. We are having discussion on these kidnapped children and the teachers and so on. And one man made a comment which really touched me so much that I was completely down yesterday. He said schools have resumed and that nobody was able to say, they kidnapped our teacher and they beheaded him. Let us protest. Let us at least demonstrate and say, we don't want this type of thing again. Nothing is done. He said, will that encourage others to go into teaching work? Or will it even encourage some parents to allow their children to go to school in this condition that we have created for ourselves? I felt very bad yesterday. And it has not just started. It has been happening like that. They will kill 20, 100 and so on. Life continues. How many are we? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. But it was reported sometime that
I'm actually coming there.
teachers actually did protest.
I'm coming there. The truth of the matter is that if you do that, then you come in through helicopters, you are going to, immediately evacuate the victims. They now come back to the bad boys. If you can check their fingerprints, maybe you may be lucky to have it on server, INEC data, immigration, just wherever. You are going to do something. That's number one. Number two, is there a technology that can actually say, okay, between this particular location and this particular location, I want to listen to every phone call that is being made into and out of this particular location? Yes, I would make you understand that it is possible. That is that technology. I don't want to believe it's these little boys that will eventually collect the 400 billion, 500 billion often get. The real culprits are in the city, maybe even outside of the country. You need intel to crack that. But what are we doing? Nothing. As regards what Mr. George said, I am thoroughly disappointed in NUT. Teachers in Odumosho actually went around town protesting and doing all of that. But NUT as a body, what they said is 3 days of prayer.
We have a call on the line. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Adinka from Muslim.
Oh, you have the floor, ma.
Yeah, concerning insecurity. It's so sad. Insecurity is now is at an alarming rate in our country, as we know where it begin in the country. So I'll just urge that as the government keep negotiating with terrorists, they will still be coming back because they want to turn this thing into business. So the people kidnapping in Oyo City, I will urge the state government to intensify their efforts to make sure that they arrest those people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your for your contribution.
Teachers in Odumosho, axis of the state, actually went around town. Oh, we don't want this.
Peaceful protest,
but
demonstration.
The NUT has not done anything meaningful. I saw the release they issued yesterday or the day before yesterday, where they said when it's 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, everybody should pray, whether you be Muslim. And I was like, what sort of nonsense is that? There's something called solidarity. That is the lifeblood of any union. Even if it's just a day of work, to respect that man that was. Did you see the video?
Yes, I did.
Despite the fact that it's not what the average mind can process. I did say it wasn't the first of such that I would see. I mean, despite the gory nature of what happened to that man, the government didn't even say, we want to close school for one day. If the government has failed to do that, I mean, should the immediate constituency of that man, I'm talking about the NUT, also fail the man? So what is the fate of you as a teacher in this country? Should you be in a place where you pay the ultimate sacrifice? Nobody's even going to say, let's wait for a second to honor this guy. I mean, is that how cheap life has become in Nigeria? That's terrible. Shame on NUT and NLC and TUC, all of them.
But we believe these are still unfolding stories. Maybe in a couple of hours.
Fear, bro. Since
I'm just saying there's a chance.
Today is okay. Next year, what?
There's a chance. Let's just
2 years from now.
Let's hope maybe something would happen. Anyway, you're still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. The program you're listening to now is Perspective Unlimited, and the voice you're hearing is that of Olalekan Sani. I am Kunle Olowu. Away from some politics now, and before that, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Kunle.
Good morning.
Just calling back.
Okay. You have the floor, sir.
Do you think the family of the teacher that was beheaded, even if they did not see the video, do you think that house, as we are speaking now, there's going to be anything like there? This thing should affect every Nigerian. Because this could have happened to any one of us.
Anybody.
So what are we talking about? We should wait until next year before we start mourning the teacher that has been beheaded. Is it our custom to behead people? It's a shame, truly, I'm telling you.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Do you know why it's particularly personal? I was in Olowu local government on Tuesday. Last week, Tuesday. Not this Tuesday. The Tuesday preceding the horrible event. It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
It could have been anybody. That is why I'm so particular about what is happening.
And which is absolutely understandable. You're still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. If you want to be a part of the show, you can call into the studio on 09168931000 or 09153334893. You can also call 0911 Away from security now, let's do some politics before we run out of time. There's a story here about Fubara withdrawing from the Rivers APC governorship primaries. And according to the story, the Rivers State Governor Fubara has announced his withdrawal from the All Progressive Congress governorship primaries election in the state. Fubara made this known in a statement personally signed yesterday, saying he would support whoever emerges as the party's candidate. The governor said his decision followed extensive consultation with family, friends, and political associates. Okay, let's quickly take this call, then we'll go into that story. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning, Dr. Kunle Olowu.
I'm not a doctor. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Gbenga Mario. Good to have you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think Fubara, as we speak, if he knows what is good for him, he should know that PK will never open his eyes and watch him to fight for the post of the governor. So I think my advice for him is that if he can go to another political party, I'm telling you, if he can go to another political, because if he should stay back in APC, I'm telling you, UK will not allow him to change the ticket or to win in the primary.
Well, isn't that too late?
You said?
Isn't it too late for him to go to another party?
Yeah, if he can switch to another party, and I think it's too late to switch to another party. I think it's too late now. But even as at that, I think people have soft spot for Wiki, and I think for Fubara, which I think I do too. And lastly, on the issue of insecurity, I want to ask our guest a question, Mr. Sonny. They are telling us that we should look on to self-defense if you have been attacked by the bandits. If in the process I have an upper hand and the bandits lost life, will I not be prosecuted? Not be charged accordingly? Where do we go from here? That is the question. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Earlier, I think I did answer that. So
yes.
You can go back to our Facebook page to see what I said about that. Fubara just told the world that he's not a politician. He's not a politician. What he did yesterday was something I was expecting to do. He made a very big mistake prior to May 10th this year. He should have sought audience with the president to say, I want to leave this party.
But he joined after the crisis he had in the States.
Every one of them is afraid of the president for reasons best known to them. I don't know why they are afraid of him, but they are afraid of him. Minding that, you approach him, you say you want to leave the party. Sometimes you have to, inflate the ego of somebody you want to do injustice to. Oh, sir, I'm going to end the NDC, but trust me, I am with you. I am for you. I'll support you when it comes to presidential election. Why don't you go elsewhere? Are you with me, sir? The president, being who he is, in my opinion, is a very, very self-centered person. So long you have assured him of supporting him personally,
giving your support,
trust me, he's going to cover you. Then you join the other camp. Do whatever you want to do.
But the confusion.
He can even resign. A lot of Nigerians now. He can even resign after joining the NDC. If he's not going to be resigning, that is, if the president is sure of protecting him, he can resign. If the president is not sure of protecting him, he can even leave. Of course, they'll take him to court. All the courts in the world, EFCC, ICPC, SSS, KKK, JJG, whatever.
Go around.
Trust me. All you need to do is to employ a very brilliant lawyer who will keep, deferring the cases and all stuff like that. This is not the first time it's happening. T.A. Hodji became governor while he was in prison. It will happen. And should that happen, you have neutralized Wike for the rest of time. But he wasn't smart enough to that point.
Okay,
and
so
now he's paying for it.
A lot of Nigerians are thinking that is this a political chess by Wike, because we know that he was in PDP.
Fubara has been checked. See, God bless you for bringing this. As far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't say the APC is a terrorist organization. A particular judge in Canada said something similar to that. But when you are beginning to behave in a manner you would expect of Boko Haram and HISWAP, then you can say maybe you are tilting towards one. Wait, chief. A lot of people were disqualified without giving them any reason for their disqualification. That is evil. Guess what? The sole candidate, or automatically the candidate, because he's the only one left now, for the APC in Rivers State, are you with me, sir? Is the minority leader in the House of Reps, a PDP member. He's now going to be the candidate of APC in Rivers State. People who have been party members for over 10 years were disqualified for no reason. The guy who today is a PDP member, Kingsley Chinda, is now going to be the sole candidate of APC in Rivers State. And we say this thing a democracy. This one a democracy.
All right. Thank you very much, Alali Kansani, for your time and for your words of wisdom today on the show. We cannot go beyond this on Perspective Unlimited this morning. But remember that Perspective Unlimited is on Wells Radio 89.3 FM every Monday to Friday between 6:30 and 7:30 a.m. So do well to join us again tomorrow at the same time, the same dial, on another edition of Perspective. And before we go, we'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who has been a part of the show this morning. And now we are going to be handing over the mic to the sports gang on AM Sports, who will be giving you everything in the world of sport, especially the Aston Villa game yesterday. We'll be handing over to Sam, who will be giving us more stories on the sports scene. Till tomorrow again, I say thank you and God bless you.
FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.